All right then. So I have selected one particular template. In this template, I got this title block. So in this title block, I have some block and attributes there. So we will look into dynamic block and about attributes, and with block and attributes, how we can create a title block where some informations are variable, but it is stored, the format is stored, and with different information within the same format, we can use creating one title block. So how we can make that, we will look into that. uh, and then we will look into layout and print. So let's start. Before that, we will fix our unit. Go to U and enter units, and this is done. And also dash DWG unit. Let's check that. Yes, that is okay. Display format is okay. Precision is all right. Yes. And match insertion unit to drawing units. Let's do it. Yes. And that's done. So at the last of previous class, we have created one door plan symbol block, right? So let's look into uh, dynamic block, okay, and the right block option. So before that, I have to create one door plan symbol, and I can also create door elevation symbol as well. So for that, let's go with this vertical option. So let's create with, let's specify 75 value. Okay, and I will make one copy like 1500. So right click and zoom out. Again, one another line from this end. I'll create one line in this end. That will be, this length will be the same, like 1500. Enter. And now you can create the curve with either circle or arc, you can choose. So let me choose with start and angle or start in direction, whatever you can choose. Let's specify this as a start, because start and direction should be in the anti-clockwise direction. So start and then this end, and this is the direction, and I'm done with creating this. Next, I can also create door plan symbol as well. Sorry, door elevation symbol as well. So for that, let's create with rectangle. So at the rate, length is 1500 and the height will be 2100. Enter. Okay, and you can give any design if you want to. So for that, you can give like 50 offset value you can give, and at the height of 3 feet can provide one circle. So for that, let's specify this circle over there, the midpoint from now, and like 50 is good with, and let's move this like 6 inches away, 150 direction, and this is about your elevation. Okay, so I will just select and with Control C, I'll copy this. Okay, I'll copy with Control C. Now let's create B as a block, or you know how to create with B enter block. So that will be that block will be stored into this particular drawing, into this drawing one. Okay, so let me show you with B enter block, and same select objects, select this as an object, enter, and you give it a name like a D1 or D or door, and you specify the point, and this is your block unit. You can go to block editor while you are creating, uh, and even after that also you can go to block editor for placing all your parameters in action to create it as a dynamic block. So right now I'm not showing about the dynamic block. I will show it later. And now this created as a normal block. You can go to convert to block, or you can retain it. So let's choose this retain option and click on OK. Now this is as a normal object, and the door block is saved. All right. Now if you save this, let me save it. I'm going to save it in the desktop. Okay, and here let me save with demo block class, and this is the format file type if I need 2013. So below 2013 it will not be opened. Okay, up to 2013 all the version, within all the version up to 2013 this file can be accessed. Okay, so according to that you have to choose the file type. All right, and if you want to open in another CAD software like mechanical CAD software, CATIA, SolidWorks, so their DWG format is not supported. So for that you can choose DXA format, so that is data exchange format, that can be globally accessed within all the CAD softwares that you can choose. So according to that you can choose the version. Now we have also we can also make it as a DWT, start.dwt as a template. You all have idea about template. Uh, Let me explain that again. That what is template? So template is a particular set of all the settings you set within a DWG file, and within all the preset, you save it as a DWT format, that is as a template format. So whenever you open that template, so all the settings you will get from that scratch. So you don't have to make all the settings again and again, like text style, text height, and your dimension style. All these settings you don't have to make it. This within this template you will get that. So you can make it as a template separately, and then you can save your drawing file as a DWG file. So whenever you are opening a new project file or new DWG file, always open with that template file, so you get all the settings at the beginning, and you will start working as soon as you open your DWG file, so that you can save it as a DWT format. So now I'm saving as a DWG format, and let me save it. Okay, it cannot be. Now if you go to another, let me go to the start, and let me change the template file over there. So this is the default template, this default template. Let me open it. Let me change the viewport configuration list to single. And here suppose I need to access the block which is created into another drawing file, and without opening that drawing file, let me close that. Even if I close it, even let me change it. That cannot be. All right, so let me access that. If I if I have a project file, and within that project file I have saved one block, and without opening that drawing file I can access that block only. So for that I have control 2 shortcut for your library, that is your design center. Okay, so from the design center, yes, Namrata.
Pardon, like which command?
Control 2 is the shortcut. Okay, that is for your AutoCAD design center. Give me a second, just a minute. Yeah, so this is your design center. From this design center, you can access your closed drawings, and from that closed drawing, not only blocks, you can have your layers, layout, and line types, like dimension style. You can bring from other drawings. You can bring this blocks, detail, view, dimension style, line type. If any particular layout setup is there, so that things you can bring. These things you can see multi-leader, text style, table styles. These things you can bring from other drawings into your current drawing. So let's access, uh, open this. Okay, and this is the drawing. You open it, and here you can see if there is any blocks. So see, within this I have this, I need this one only. So I will bring it to, and I will drag, and I will release my mouse on this current drawing. Okay, so like that, if I need another one like this drawing block title or this title block, so I can also bring it. Okay, so this way I can have. So I will explain about this edit attributes window. This is opened right now. So I'll explain this when I will show about attributes. I will explain it. All right. So this way we can access all blocks or other dimension style layers. So if there were any layers like title block, these layers if I needed to put within this file, drawing file, so I can drag and place within this. So this way I can access from this design center. Okay, uh, like you can create uh, one drawing file full of blocks. Okay, so whenever you need all the blocks like chair, bedroom, or any furnitures, or any objects you have created as a block, so that you can access from that particular drawing file, so that you can save it, and with this design center option you can access. Okay, so now let's close it, and let go to that. Uh, from here as well, I can access it as a, and I can convert it as a dynamic block, so that I can do also. And if I delete this, so you can get it from here as well. Okay. Uh, and now one more thing is there about W block, that is write block. You can save this particular block as a separate DWG file. So that is why we have that W block option is there. That is called write block. You are writing that block in a particular folder as a as a separate DWG file. So that you can do with this W block option. And if you are creating from the beginning, from the scratch, there is only a multiple objects, you haven't created any blocks, so then you have to go with this object option. You have to go with this object option. And if you want to make it total drawing as a block, then you can choose this entire drawing option. Okay, so as I have already created this block, so I will go with this block and I will select this particular D1 block, and then I will give it a file name and path. Okay, so I can specify this, like I can go to this spacey, and there I can save it. Okay, I can give it a path and I can save it as a W block, and what will be the insertion unit I can set it accordingly, and I will create one separate DWG file for this block. Okay, and then I can insert it into different project files or DWG files. Okay, and now let's know about block editor or for creating your dynamic block. So even after creating, you can open in block editor, and you all know about the option while creating the block. There is that open in block editor option is there, and you have to check it. So even after creating it, you go to this option. This is the block editor icon. You can see this is the block editor icon, or you can type bedit for block editor, and you have to specify the block name, and that will be opened in the block editor. Now you see this is the block editor opened right now, and when you are using 2020 or the upper version of 2020, so the tab which is opened, that will be highlighted in blue color. So that means that is the active right now. And even if you switch into another tab, so that you can easily find out that this is the block editor still active, and you can switch into that block editor easily. So that will not waste your time finding out. Go to this block editor, and here we are having this block authoring palette. With this block authoring palette, we will create this normal block as a dynamic block. Okay, so for that creating dynamic block, we have to provide one parameter. Parameter is like providing the particular parameter, like this will be the I can say that you are giving it path. Okay, uh, and according to that you are giving it action. Okay, so this parameter and action will define that how your block will act, how your block will react. So that how it will dynamically work. That's why we call it dynamic block. And we can also compress all the multiple blocks as a single block, right? So suppose I had that elevation, door elevation, right? So that I can combine within this single block. Okay, suppose I had uh, one separate block for the door elevation as well, or you are creating for each and different size door, for each and different size you are creating blocks. So that will create huge, right, a huge number of blocks, and this way you will make your file heavy, and that will be uh, like when you have bigger projects, so that will just only uh, block all the spaces unnecessarily, so that you can compress and you can combine all the blocks into a single block as a dynamic block. So for that, let's know about this. So we have this authoring palette on. You can uncheck this option, authoring palette, and with this check you have this authoring palette. Now we have to first provide the parameter. Okay, so now for basically doors, what parameters we need, like stretching the length of this door, we need this mostly. Okay, and this swing angle, we need to display this swing angle, right? So swing angle we can change, and flip the hinge direction. The hinge direction we can change these things. And sometimes what can we do, the like if we have any wall in a particular angle or aligned wall we have, right? So according to that we can align our door plan symbol. So for that we don't have to rotate it and align it, so that we can do. And we can change if we are placing into uh, elevation, for our elevation view, if we are placing, so for that we can change that into what we can say, into elevation symbol as well, so that we can do. So for that, first let me show you about changing the length. So for that I have this linear option available here, and I'll specify the point. So at from this point to this point, so this is the direction mainly. In this direction we will change the length, right? So now we are having these two grip points, this blue arrow and this blue arrow. This is the two grip points of this parameter. So I'll select this parameter. I don't need to change in this direction. I will change only one direction. One direction will be fixed. So what I will do, I will change the number of grips. After selecting this parameter, I will right click, and this grip display is there. So there I can change it to 1. You can do the same with control 1 properties. You select it and you press control 1, and there this miscellaneous number of grips you can change it to 1. Okay, and there also you can change the name. So distance name is there, so you can make it like length, you can give it, so that you can also do within this right click option. Okay, uh, now I will come back later on this again properties palette. Before that, let me specify. Uh, Here you can see this yellow exclamation symbol is there. So that means there is no action provided. Only this parameter is provided. So we have to specify action. So we have some actions that will work according to this linear direction. So linear direction move can be uh, the right action, scale, stretch, polar stretch cannot be, rotate cannot be, okay, and flip cannot be according to this. All right, so for that, what do we need to is need to select is stretch. We will be stretching the length. So first of all, after selecting this action, I will select this parameter, and then the action will be associated with this grip point of this parameter. So I have to click on this, and then you have to define the corner. So I will specify this as a corner, and then you have to select the object. So you select this object, this as a, this line will be selected, and this line will be stretched. Okay, and you press enter. After selecting the object, you press enter. So you have placed your parameter and action. Now you can see that yellow exclamation mark is not visible anymore. That means this stretch action is applied on this parameter, and here you see this stretch action is there. So suppose you, after this also, after specifying this stretch action, you can change it. So go to this and right click, and you can if you want to change it, so you can delete it. Okay, and within this action, the selection, if you want to change the selection, so you can go to this modify selection set, and if there is any new selection, so you can go to this new selection. So let me show you the modify selection set, so that will work for the say for the same for new selection set as well. So let's see modify selection set. Now I can again specify the corner area, and then I can like if I anything to remove is there, so I can remove. Okay, see, this is highlighted, and if I select, this is remove. And if I want to add it again, I will click on this add option, and then I will select it, and I will add it again. So this way you can modify your selection set as well after specifying your action. Okay, now you don't know that this action will work properly or not. So before going into the direct application in the projects, you can test it. So here we have this option, test block. Click on this test block, and there this is not done yet. We have still some work to do. So I will just show you that this. Okay, now see this line, this vertical line is moved. Okay, uh, now to close this test block, I have something to do yet. So according to that, this vertical line will be stretched vertically, right? So that I have to also do, like go to this stretch, and we already have the parameter in this direction. We will stretch. Okay, so select this parameter, and this point will be associated with the action, and then specify the stretch corner. So this is the corner. I already have explained about the stretch, so you all know why I'm selecting this stretch corner, and then I'm selecting this object, and you're pressing enter, and I have this another stretch action, right?
So to one parameter, we can give multiple actions. Hello? Hello?
Yes, maybe some technical problem occurs
Okay.
because the screen got stuck.
Yeah.
Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry for the interruption.
Yes.
Yes, now you can see, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Now it is fine.
And Tushar Kamble, you are new to this batch. Tushar, can you hear me? All right, no problem. All right, let's start. So where I left that this line, this is the vertical line, right? So this has the angle from the 0 degree. That is the angle is 90 degree, right? So in this 90 degree direction, it will be stretched, correct? So that I have to mention. If I don't mention, I will have the error. So let me show you the error. So I have still something to I have some work still there to complete. So here you see it's not being stretched in the vertical direction, right? So that I have to mention. Go to this close test block, and you have specified this stretch icon, right? So select that, not right clicking, only with the left click, select it and press Ctrl 1, and then go to this angle offset. There you have to mention that angle, that is 90 degree. Okay, so whatever is the swing angle, so according to that you have to give that offset value for this stretch action. All right, now let me close that properties palette, and it is done. And now you already have seen that arc was not there was no reflection to arc, there were no changes to this arc, right? So I haven't applied anything that should be adapting this lines, right? So that I have to give to this scale. Okay, scale I have to give. So this is the parameter, and then I don't have to associate. So for this scale I have to just select the parameter and then the object. This is the object, and you press enter. Now go for this test block option, and you select the block, and with this grip point you change. All right, so this way we will work. Okay,
I wanted to ask, for one parameter, multiple actions can be given.
yes.
Okay.
Now see, I was changing the length randomly, correct? There I can put the value as well. So that option is also available, that I can give how much to stretch, that value I can give. But all the time I want to restrict it to with particular dimension. So that also I can give. Like I know that within this dimension I have the door sizes, right? So for that I will select this parameter, and I will go to this properties palette of this uh, parameter, and there I have this value set. Within this value set you see this is the distance type, so distance type is right now none. So I can give like increment, I can give the increment value like 300. So 300, then this increment you can decrease and increase as well. Like right now the door length is 1500, so you can increase 1200, sorry, you can decrease 1200 or increase to 800, means the 300 increment value. And you can specify with this list. If you go to this list, and here this is the distance value, so this is the current value right now, and you click on this distance value list, and you will get this icon, and you have to click it, and there you can add, like you provide 1200, and you click and add, and 750 you add, and then 900 you add. Okay, and you click okay, and here you can see we have these lines. Okay, now you go to test block option. Now you select it, and here you only can move to these lengths, so you quickly can change up to that length. Okay, like this is for 1200, so easily you can place and change it to 1200. Okay, and you close the test block, and what is next? To change the swing angle, right? Or changing the hinge direction. So for that, what I will do is I'll provide flip parameter. Okay, flip parameter I will provide. So flip I will place in the middle. So then when I will place the door, the position won't be changed. Okay, only the direction will be changed. So I will place the flip parameter in the middle. So see, I don't have any middle, I don't have any line or any object so that I will get the midpoint object snap. So how I can get that? How I can specify in the middle? So for that, I have that option. If I hold shift and right click, I'll get the list of the snaps, right? So there I have this mid between 2 points is available. So this is the first point here, or here you can specify. This is a select like this as a first point and this as a second point, see, and within this 2 points I got this, between these 2 points I got this midpoint. Okay, so then you have to specify the axis. So with this ortho mode on, you specify the vertical axis and you place the label. Here you see, and after that also you can change this position as well. You can change it to, okay. All right. Now again you can specify another. So you will get, now you will get this midpoint option or this node option is there. So now you have to specify the horizontal axis for flip, and here you are placing this label. And now what you have to do is go to this action tab, and there flip option is there, and you have to select the parameter and then you select the object. So here you go with all, so type all and enter. So all the objects is selected and you press enter. Okay, so one flip parameter is specified, and then you go for another. Okay, so this is the parameter, and then you select objects with all, entered, and then enter. Okay, now this two has been assigned with this action, and you go to test block. Okay, and you select this. You can change the length as well. Okay, you can change the direction after changing it as well. Okay, and after that as well also you can change. All right, so this way we can make it as dynamic block. Okay, and also you can change the, let me go to this visibility option. So there is this visibility, and you select this visibility parameter and right click and rename the parameter, like you can make it like plan or elevation. Okay, so you mention with view, enter. Okay, and now go to this visibility panel, and there go to this visibility state. So right now the visibility name is visibility state 0. You rename it to plan. Okay, you rename it to plan, and next new you have to assign, so that you name it with elevation. You name it, and here you see leave visibility of existing objects unchanged in new state. Now what you can do is you can hide all existing objects in new state. You can hide and you go with new placement. So which one is the suitable requirement, so you will have the idea that which one you should choose. So according to your requirement you can select this option. So right now you can if you choose this leave visibility of existing objects unchanged, so everything will be unchanged, and one by one selecting all those you can hide again also, so that you also can do. So let's go with this and click on OK, and here you see. All right, now what you can do is you can suppose you need these parameters. Suppose you need these parameters, right? So for that, what you can do is you select this object. You select this object, and I don't need this object within this visibility state, so I will delete it simply. I will delete this. Okay, I will delete this object within this visibility state of elevation, and I will delete. And you remember I had this one I had, right? So I had copied this. Now this is these parameters are not associated, or this action are not associated with this object, right? So that you have to assign. Here you have to assign. So for that, go to this flip first, flip, right click, action selection set, modify selection set, and you select your object, or you can click on all, you can all and enter. Okay, so now for this modify selection set, here you select these objects only, these objects, and you press enter. Okay, and for this one, I'll right click, go to action selection set, modify selection set. I'll select these objects only and press enter. And now for these ones, for these ones, okay, for stretch, so select this, right click, action, modify selection set. So this will be the stretch corner. Okay, and you select these two objects and this object as well and press enter. So I have done one mistake, that stretch corner should be covering this whole circle so that this will move. So for that, I will go to this modify selection set again, and I will specify the stretch corner this way, and all the objects are selected, that is okay. So I will press enter. And if I don't need this anymore, so I can delete this as well, but I need this to be stretched this in this above direction. So I will select, and what I can do is I can directly specify scale, so I don't have to mention stretch two times. So what I can do is I will delete this. I will delete this. I will only scale. Okay. So for that, go to action selection set and modify selection set, and this object will be scaled. Select your object, all, enter. Okay, these are the object, enter. All right, now go to test block. Just a minute. Change it to plan. Okay. Let me undo this. Let's check to test block. select. Okay. Okay, it's working properly. So now what you can do is go to this visibility over there. You mention the visibility. You can change the name like view, change it to and you go to this visibility state. You have to name it visibility state 0 and visibility state, name it as a plan, enter, go with new option, so change it to like elevation. Okay, so that's the option you can choose. Okay, and click on OK. So this is the elevation right now and this is the plan. So go to elevation, make sure this is active right now, and you can make it invisible. This option you can choose and just go to this, select these objects. Enter. So these objects are invisible within this view. If you go to plan, you have this object. In this elevation you don't have this object, and here you have to draw. So I don't have to draw, so that's why I had made it earlier and copied it. So I place it right now over there, and I have this object, but uh, these flip parameters are not associated with these objects, right? So what I can do is I have to associate all these parameters to this object again. So what I can do is I can change it to modify selection set, select these objects, press enter. All the objects are selected, enter, check it properly so that you don't miss it out, enter. So this is done. Now I will not delete anything. Okay, so I will only assign within this scale parameter modify selection set, and I will select these objects and I will press enter. Now you see that in this plan I have this, and in this elevation I have this. So now go to test block, choose this option, you can change it. Okay, here you can change it. So now go to elevation option. In this elevation also you can change it, right? Okay,
For
and you
door
can,
height
sorry.
needs to be, for door height needs to be same, no? So that it should be fixed and only linear.
Yeah, right. Correct. So that will not be stretched out. So for that you don't have to be scaled, right? You don't have to scale it. So for that go with stretch option. So yes, right. So for that don't select with scale, select with the stretch only. So this side one stretch will be applied. So for that go to this action selection set, modify selection set, so that will be removed. So remove this and you press enter, and you have to specify with this stretch, right? So go to this stretch action selection set, modify selection set. So this will be the stretch corner. Okay, now you specify this as a object and you press enter. Now go to this test block option, change the view from plan to elevation. Now you see, okay. All right, so another option, that is, so this way you can change your swing angle. All right, so I think you have the idea. So that will be the task for you guys, that you don't have to place with plan and elevation. You have to specify with 30°, 45°, 60° and 90°. With different this visibility option, you have to show me the this different swing angles. Okay, so that you have to do. Next is your alignment. So you go with this alignment option. Okay, and you specify this alignment in the vertical axis as well. Now this is you're done, and go to close and save the changes to D1. Right now this is in the block. Here you can change it. Okay, now we have this alignment option. So what is this alignment? If you have this inclined line, let me show it. If you have this inclined line, enter, and if you try to place it on this inclined line, so it will automatically adapt. Okay, just a minute. It should be adapting, so let me go with this nearest option as well. Why it's not working?
Elevation, I guess you gave.
Sorry?
For only for elevation you gave, I think.
Oh, right. Correct. Yes. So for plan also I had to do it. So go to this, select it, or you can double click on it and you can get to block editor. Click on OK, and there you mention the plan view. In this plan view, I had to mention this alignment over there. Okay, so this is the axis of alignment, and also mention the vertical axis of alignment. And this is done. Go to block editor and save the changes. Now place it. You see that it's adapting accordingly. Okay. So mute your mic. Hello? Can you mute your mic? Sir, can you mute your mic? Okay, so now you see that when I'm going to place for the alignment, it's not coming according to my requirement. So for that, what I can do, I can switch to the alignment. So with this tab option, if I press tab, so it will change to mixed alignment option. Okay. All right. So tab and place on the right position. Okay. All right. So after that, you can. So this is what called dynamic block. I hope you got the idea about this dynamic block. And next about attribute. So when we specify about attribute and we create attributes, when we have the numerical or alphanumerical values are variable. Okay, and we have to store it. Okay, so then we will create it as a block attribute. So for that, let me show you with attribute, att enter attribute, and here I will mention about tag, prompt and default. Okay, so when it is normally attribute, so we will only see the tag value. When I will convert it into block, then we will get to see only the default value, and this default value, after creating the block, after converting into block, only this default value is variable. This can be changed only. And what is about prompt? Prompt is the definition for default. So accordingly, you have to mention in this prompt. Okay, like let me create one block over there. All right, so explode it, and you have this divide option available. So you divide this line into 5 segments. You can change the point style. Okay, now let me select this, copy it, select, go to array, number of items 5, enter, and this is the second point, and this is done. Okay, and next you specify this and go to divide option, just divide, and this to be divided, selected, number of segments will be 3, enter, and this is done. And you go with this and copy it. Okay, now right click, quick select, point, click on OK. Sorry, and here this value should be bilayer, point, click on OK. So all the points are selected. Right now delete and go for trim option, trim this part. So this way you can create one table like this way, or else you can create tables from here as well. So how we can create table? So go to this table option, table, and generally we have this standard table, and insert option start from empty table, or if you have any data link, so you can go to this from a data link and you select the data. And insertion behavior, according to your insertion point, it will create 5 column with this, and 5 row, and row height this, and first will be title, then header, and then data. Always go with this specify insertion point if you want to specify number of columns and the number of rows and row height and this. And if you specify window, so according to the window area, the 2 will be automatic and 2 you can specify. Right, choose this, and here you see either you can make the column number or the column width automatic. Okay, so if you choose column width, so you can give the column width, and the other option, the column number will be automatic according to the window area. So these things will be done. So go with this specify insertion point if you want to specify these numbers. Okay, and let's column like 5 and data rows, so let's specify 20, and here let's specify 25, and here let's specify 20. Okay, and click on OK, and let's specify like this. So this way also you can create table, and if you double click on it, so you can type any text value over there. Okay, so what is the benefit about creating table? You can convert this data into Excel file. So if you select this table and right click, and then you can get this option, this export, and after that you can export it to CSV file. So from that you can export to Excel. Okay, so that's why I always suggest you guys that if you are creating any table, so don't create with lines, better you create with this table option, then only you can export it into Excel file. Okay, so if you go for your text or attribute value, so att is the command attribute, and there you mention this as like project name, and here space is not allowed, you cannot provide space, so you can go with underscore option, and there you have to give the prompt value like first number, this way number dash uh, building code, then address, then revision. Okay, so this way you will name it. So that's it. That is the definition for default. So this default I'm let's specifying xxx. Okay, and what will be the text height, so that you can change after this also what will be the text height. So let's go with this, click on OK, and here specify this. Okay, this is too small, you double click on it, and after this also this is still as a attribute. After this also you can change the tag, prompt, and default value, and when you will convert this into block, then only you can change that, change the default value only. So this way you will place all this and you will fill up. So let's convert it into block, b enter block, and choose this convert to block, name it as title block option, go to pick point. So I'll choose this point because this point will be uh, placed on the bottom right corner of our page. So go to the select object, I'll choose this total, and you press enter, and this is all done, and the block unit is set to inches. So that is okay for now. Click on OK, and no, I think the same name is already there, so I'll choose with title block 1 and click on OK. Now you see this edit attribute option is coming, this window is coming, so I can change this default value. You remember this as a prompt value and this as a default value. I can change only this default value now, and I have to so this definition is telling me that this way you have to name it, so I can easily understand. So you go with the name 001 and the building code like A1 or A2 is there, and then address India or whatever the address is, then revision RV01. Okay, so this way you are naming the project and click on OK. And then if you need to change the text height, so double click on it. So that's where you got this enhance attribute editor option, or you can go with EATT edit command is there, EATT edit enhance attribute edit, and you select that block, and this tag is there. So this within this attribute tab you can only change the value, and you can see all this tag, prompt, values, and then you need to change the height. So go to text option, there you can change the height. So let me give it a height like this, and if anything is there, anything to be changed, so that you can specify. You can give it color. Okay, these options you can give, Okay, so that will be like 15, I guess will be better. Click on OK, and this way all this box will be filled up with attributes, and you can convert it into block and you can place it. So here we will place the title block. So I think I already have the title block option. Is this title block already created? So this title block is having this entire the project name, this. So this was given to prompt value, and these are your default value that you can edit. So here you see these are the project name and address. These are the attributes: project, date, sheet. So this way, within this format, you save it, and in each and every project you can use as a title block, and there these values will be changed. These are the variables. So you double click on it and you can change these values, and each and every value will be different according to the project. So that's why we create title block and we save it, and you can reuse all the time. So this is how we will create attribute and we save it as a block.
So I had a doubt.
Yes.
So now next text will be in that attribute, or we have to mention again? Like
See, yes, if that is fixed, like you have seen this
new,
option within this general notes, this general note is written, right? So that will not be variable. That is fixed.
no,
So
I'm
that
asking
you
for
can
the
mention
table
with
you made.
text. Yes. Okay. Go on.
The table you made there,
Mm-hmm.
not this one.
Yes, I understood.
Uh, So now in next
This
block,
one,
if I have to
this
write,
one, or this one.
yeah, yeah. Here. So now you give the title. If in next line I have to write something, then how do I do
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Again, go to ATT enter
Okay.
attribute, then you specify the tag value, prompt value, and default value, and according to that, what is the right text height, and if there is any rotation, so that you mention and you specify. So before converting into block, you place all the attributes.
Okay.
After placing all the attributes, you finally convert it into block.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
Okay. Like this way, I place all the attributes, and after that the whole thing converted into block. Okay, now you see I'm getting this sharp edge for these curves. So these errors you may find sometimes. So for that I have option regenerate. Okay, you got these things sometimes, like after zooming out and zooming in, you got this error. So for that, regenerate option will help you to get back your smooth curve. Okay, so this is all about your block and attributes. And next I have this layout option. So that we will look tomorrow's class. All right. So today, yes. So today I have to cover one more thing, that is about uh, controlling the display of your attributes within your project, so that you can control, like ATT disp option is there, ATT disp, and if you off it, so you can easily, okay, without the attributes you can see it, and you can make it on again. Okay, and one more thing, whenever you will place the block or the block with attribute, okay, your block attribute, whenever you will place it in the beginning, whenever you specify the insertion point, this window will be pop up. This is edit attribute window. Okay, this is edit attribute window. This will be pop up. So if you don't want that window in the beginning, so that you also can control with command att-dia. Att-dia is the command, and there one is for show, that that window will be shown. So that for that the variable is the binary input, that is 1, that is the meaning for show. And if you press 0 and enter, then that will not be popped up again. So go to insert, go to title block or this title block, and if you specify the insertion point, so the editing option now you will get within this command line window. That edit attribute window will not be pop up again. All the options will be visible within this command line window. Let me specify the insertion point. See, I'm not getting that. So here I'm getting this option. Within this command line window, I'm getting this option. So that way you can also control. Okay. So that is how you edit the attribute. So within that edit attribute, so the command is att-edit. If you want it again, that window you want it again, so you go to this att-edit and you select it, and you will get that window, and there you can only edit the attribute value, that is the default value. So that you can only edit within this edit attribute command. If you want to change the other value like text option value, properties of this like color, line type, these things you want to edit, so for that we have enhance attribute edit command, EATT edit, and you select this block attribute, and there you go to this text option, properties, all the information related to your block attribute, you will get it from this command enhance attribute editor. Here you see this only one attribute is there, so all the information like tag, prompt, and the value, you can only change the value, cannot change, you only can see the tag and prompt. So this is, and go to text option, there you can change it. Okay, and click on OK. All right, so you can go with this double click option as well, that will also activate this enhance attribute editor, and there you can change the color, layer if it is there, any layer, so mention with title block layer, line, color type, so this way you can apply it. Okay, so this is all about your block and attribute. Now you have to complete your project, that plan I have given, plan and elevation, that drawing I have given, that you have to complete with layer and creating block and block for door and your windows as well. You have to create block, and for title block this way with attribute and block you have to complete that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I will definitely check that task on Friday. Friday I'll definitely check. Okay then, so that is for today's class.